Conceive, believe, achieve.
This is former UFC middleweight champion of the world, Michael Bisping.
Paddy the Baddy here. You're listening to Combat Sports UK.
And you're watching Combat Sports UK.
Hello and welcome back to Combat Sports UK. I'm Pedro Corey, and today we are joined by royalty in the form of the Cage Warriors flyweight champion, Shaj Haque. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, thanks. Haven't heard royalty. It's the first time someone called me royalty, but I like it.
Well, man, I mean, what was it? Last December, it was a beautiful knockout win. Run me through the finishing sequence.
Yeah, yes, I think that knockout's been shared quite a lot. I still get some people kind of commenting on it now. Yeah, it was just a thing of the moment. It was something I trained for, so it wasn't fluke, I wouldn't say. But yeah, I think he dropped me with a punch, which kind of like stumbled us over. I wasn't like too dizzy. I got up and I was just a bit frustrated. I was like, oh man, I thought everything was going well, and then we got a bit frustrated. I shot on him just to kind of like slow him down a little bit. And then I was like, right, I'm going to have to hit him with something big to catch up with that knockdown. So I just set my feet, I planted it. And if you watch close, you can see me kind of like lining up my feet a little bit. And then I just kind of like fired it when I felt the timing. And it was just the perfect timing on that punch. And that was all she wrote.
I mean, it was beautiful. It was one of my favorite knockouts of last year. I mean, it was right on the cusp. It could have been of this year. It was the 31st of December, quite close to midnight, I believe. And how has your life changed since you've won the title?
Oh, it's been great. Obviously, my social media has been doing really well. I've had loads of nice messages and things like that. The support's been amazing, especially from Bangladesh. I've had a lot of like great support from over there. And even locally, I've had a lot of people. I've also I won the Best of South Tyneside Award as well. So that was a really good local achievement as well. So I think everything's been going really well. People sometimes recognize me on the streets too now.
Hey, man, I mean, that's got to be the best
Sometimes.
feeling, right? That's got to be the best feeling when you're just walking, going to dinner, and someone's like, "Can I get a picture?" That's got to be the best feeling, right?
Yeah, there was just someone that just kind of just suddenly pushed me. Are you that fighter? Are you that cage fighter one? I was like, you recognize me. But yeah, no, it's been really good. I really enjoyed it.
And let's talk about the big fight in Rome. Cage Warriors 158. Michel Martignoni, he just won the title. It's kind of confusing that he vacated his title, maybe instead of doing a double championship. Obviously, he wants to have Dylan Hazan win the title. Keelan Loughran stole the party and knocked him out. But now you're going into enemy territory where he won his title. How excited are you to play spoiler?
Yeah, well, I enjoy traveling, so I'm looking forward to just going to Rome. I think I'm seeing it as like a kind of like an experience as well. So although yes, he's got the home crowd advantage in there and the home field advantage, but I often like just get more excited just the fact that I'm traveling. So I love traveling. So it's something I'm looking forward to. It keeps me excited as well. And I think, I mean, I did offer to fight him at bantamweight. He declined it because I wanted that double champ status, and I feel like I could fight between both divisions fairly actively. But obviously, I think I don't know what to be fair. I don't know what I think about him. I don't know why he would have vacated it that easily. But he obviously vacated it thinking that he's going to come down a division and find it even easier. And I'm going to show him that it's not easier when you cut down weight. He's going to be doing this whole camp trying to diet down, watch his weight, watch what he's eating all the time, and not focusing enough on me. And I feel like I bring a lot of different tasks than anybody's ever faced. I don't think he's got any training partner that can quite replicate what I do. I always say even my own guys struggle to replicate what I do. So I think he's gonna get in there thinking he's gonna be bigger, thinking he's gonna be stronger, but he's gonna realize that he's bigger, but he's not stronger, and he's definitely not gonna be fitter, and he's definitely not gonna be faster.
Love to hear it, man. How's the camp been? I don't know how long you've been in camp, but how long you've been in camp? What's the weight like, and how has your training camp been ahead of your first title defense?
Yeah, it's been really good. I mean, I train all year round, so I see myself as more of an athlete and a martial artist. So I'm always just trying to become better all the time. I'm always trying to learn new skills. And I feel like since that last fight, I've been doing that. I've just been improving my skill set. I feel like I've improved quite a lot in that time. So I'm excited to see, what I can bring out there and see how I perform. I was just saying to somebody else, saying I'm excited to watch myself, just to see if I can pull off a lot of these new things that I've been training for. I feel I'm stronger this time. I've done like a really good S&C program this time. I feel like I'm stronger, and I think I'm going to be fitter this fight going into this fight. So everything's been going really well for me. Like I was just saying there, I train all year round. So yes, I start on like 8 weeks out. I do like a solid camp. But I keep myself fit. I'm trained, so I feel like I was ready to fight. I'd say 2 weeks ago. Now it's all about just sharpening up and improving a bit further and just getting every edge that I can.
And how do you see this fight going in Rome?
I see. I see this fight. Obviously, the crowd is going to be insane. If it's anything like when I seen when he won the bantamweight title, so I see it being. Well, I feel like it's probably going to be quite hostile towards me. But I usually just any atmosphere I like it. I think it gives me a bit of energy as well. And I think it's gonna that support that he felt last time. I think this time around it's going to be pressure for him because he's going to go in there and realize that his last fight he was improving as the fight went on. But this fight, he's going to realize that I improve as the fight goes on. And I don't think he's going to be able to keep up with my pace for that long. So I see that every minute the fight goes on, that I'm going to be, pushing the pace more. He's going to be slowing down. And I see myself winning in many different ways. I feel like I can potentially knock him out. I could potentially submit him. And I'm definitely confident I can win a decision. So I think the only way I see him winning is I don't. I don't see it. I'm not visualizing that.
And not long before your fight coming up in Rome, there's a big fight in your division, Lorna Kavanagh versus Da Silva in London. How do you see that fight going? And does a fight with the winner that interest you at all?
If I'm honest, I wasn't even aware of it. I haven't really. I try not to follow the division in that way. My aim is always just to be the best that I can be. So I don't know if I've heard that name before, Lorna Kavanagh. I'm not right. I haven't really. I think I just seen one highlight thingy that someone tagged me on once. But he sounds like a young, upcoming fighter. I was there one time. I know what it's like. So I hope he does well. But at the moment, I'm just like looking at my competition. I don't think he's quite at my level yet. But you never know what happens. But my goal is to get to the UFC. I'm trying to fight the best in the world now. So I'm hoping that I can make a statement in this fight and then get that notice that that recognition that I deserve, and hopefully the UFC sign me and also allow me to make history by being the first Bangladeshi-born athlete in the UFC. And I think that could really boost the sport in the country of Bangladesh. It'll inspire loads of guys from my background to pursue the sport and things like that. So I really hope I get that opportunity to do that.
And looking at the UFC, right, the flyweight division is one that's like, for a while back in the day, it was one Dana always wanted to scrap it. Now it's personally my favorite in the UFC, and I'm sure it's yours being a flyweight yourself. How long do you think it is? How many fights do you think you'll need before maybe the UFC looks your way, either for a contender series fight or for a contract straight up?
I feel like I'm ready now, so I really don't know. I thought my last win was enough, but obviously wasn't. So I don't know. I'm just trying to take each fight as it comes. So I'm going to go in there this fight. I'm going to try to show what I've got, and then hopefully this performance gets the attention if the last one didn't.
And if you do have to fight in Cage Warriors again, how soon would you like to get back in there if you leave this fight unscathed with a win?
I'm not really looking like past any fights at the moment, so I'm not really sure. I'll have this fight, see how it goes, and then I always go back to my team, my managers, and I discuss the next fight. I try not to look too far ahead in that way, because you never know what I'll have to see where I am, what the opportunities are after that. If the UFC give me a shot, if they don't, so and whatever Cage Warriors got available as well. So I'm not sure where things are going after the fight. So I'm just taking each fight as it comes.
Were you surprised that you didn't get booked for the London card coming up on July 21st? Or are you happy to, be the guy to fight the Italian in Italy?
Yeah, I was good at him. I was hoping that I got the shot on the last UFC, the one I think it was March was the one. I think March or April there was a UFC London. I was really hoping I could get a shot on that and that a few flyweights on. But obviously I didn't get that chance, and whatever reason, I just stopped kind of focusing on it too much. I thought I'll let my manager and things do that. I was just focusing on myself, trying to improve. And once I accepted the fight with Michelle, I thought that's it. I'm all in. Once I take a fight, I'm locked in. Like I was saying there, I don't underestimate anybody. It doesn't matter what their skill set is. I go in there to be the best that I can be, and that's kind of what I'm doing.
And this weekend in the UFC, it's a massive card. I mean, it's International Fight Week right now. I don't know if you're going to be sitting up till 6 a.m. Me, as a media person, I'm going to be sat up until 7 a.m. I live in Germany, so I'm going to be sleepless and then walking around like a zombie on Sunday. But can we get some predictions for you for this card?
Which fights is this again? Because I've been staying off social media a lot, so I'm getting muddled up with when the UFC's for which card. Is this
Yeah.
who's fighting this weekend? This weekend?
The main event is Alexander Volkanovski versus Yair Rodriguez.
Oh, is that this weekend? I thought that was
Yeah.
still a few weeks to go. See, I've been staying off social media lately because I do this when I get a couple of weeks out of a certain amount of time out of a fight. I stay off social media to avoid like distractions. I knew that fight was coming up. I didn't realize it was this weekend. But I think from watching Volkanovski, I kind of see Yair having being able to win. I mean, yes, there's a fluke knockout, a possibility that you can get. Well, I shouldn't say fluke, but like because you've got unorthodox kicks and things. But I think Volkanovski's too much of a complete fighter for Yair to win. I think if Volkanovski's having trouble on the feet, he'll be able to take him down. And if he's having success on the feet, he'll be able to keep it standing. So my vote goes to Volkanovski for that one.
And a fight that would be, I would believe, in your eyes is Brandon Moreno versus Alexandre Pantoja too. In your division, flyweight fight, it's a rematch. They fought back in the day twice, actually. They fought on The Ultimate Fighter and they fought in the UFC. Pantoja getting the edge on both of those. How do you see this one going?
I haven't watched that Pantoja too much. I do like keeping like I do watch obviously the fights, but I try not to. I don't like get too stuck into it because it's weird when I watch guys in my division. Obviously, I see them as like competition. So I don't like. I do watch them, but I don't really follow them too much. But I think Moreno is the better fighter overall. I've watched little bits of the other guy. I think Moreno he's just a tough guy. He's kind of there, and he's kind of you've seen him with Figueiredo. He'll be very tough to put away. He's got a lot of heart, and he's pretty fast as well. So I think for that one, I'd give it to Moreno.
And the last fight I'll ask you to talk about, Dricus du Plessis taking on Robert Whittaker. It's kind of a one that at first everyone was like, oh, this is going to be a wash for Robert Whittaker. But now, I don't know, I've seen the tide turning a little bit on social media.
Again, that's another one I haven't watched too much of. What's his name again? I can't even pronounce his name properly.
Dricus du Plessis.
Yeah, Dricus. I haven't watched too much of him, but again, just from the little bit of knowledge I've got on him, I do still think Whittaker is a little bit too good for him. Whittaker he's got like he's a bit more awkward than you'd think. I think he's got like good takedown defense with very like good striking. And he's obviously got pretty good offensive wrestling as well. So I think I'm going to give Whittaker that one. Even though anything can happen in MMA, I still feel like it's Whittaker's fight.
And getting back to you, so how soon till you go to Rome? How much notice do you like to have before you arrive in the place you're going to be fighting at?
Yeah, well, funny enough, I've just been discussing that because they were going to fly me out just like the day before the weigh-in. But I think I need to go a couple of days earlier. So I've just been in talks with Cage Warriors there to try to arrange something so I can fly out a little bit earlier. Again, I've been really blessed because I'm gonna have to cover them extra costs myself. And I've managed to get a few sponsors, especially if you don't mind me just giving them a shout out.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. I've got like Spice Lounge in Durham, Indian restaurant. He's sponsored me totally to take one of my cornermen and covered all the costs of his like hotel stay as well as his flight. So I've been really blessed with that because I was struggling to find those cover those expenses. I've also got Fullwell Property Services who's been like supporting me since the last few fights, and they've been helping me with those training costs and along with them N&R joinery services as well. And then I've also got Fight Connect, a new sponsor that's helped me with some costs. And then Hard Life Fightwear and Northeast Ear Clinic. That's one of the best ear clinics in the Northeast. That's based in Jarrow. They've sponsored me as well. So because of those sponsors, I've been able to kind of afford those extra costs. So I'm going to be flying out 2 cornermen. I'm going to try to get there about a week early, 5 days to a week earlier, just so I can acclimatize to it a little bit. And also just kind of get in the zone, get used to the feel of the place, the heat as well. I think that's what I need to acclimatize to. It could be a little bit, I'm assuming it'll be a little bit hotter than where I am here. But yeah, and also, sorry, those sponsors have allowed me to take time off work. So right now I've just been taking, I've just basically dropped, I'd say 80% of my work hours from now till the fight. I've dropped all my like one-on-one clients and things that I teach. Then I'm only being able to afford that because the sponsors have been helping me with the extra costs. So I'm like zoned in right now. You know, my mind is all about the fight right now. It's just a fight, training, preparing, recovering. That's all I'm thinking right now. And I don't know if Michelle is doing the same. I don't think he's sacrificing as much as I am. So we'll soon find out who's more hungry when we get in there.
And so I'll take it. You said you want to be there a week early. I'll take it you're not going to be at the London event, Cage Warriors 157. Not keeping an eye on any of that.
No, when I'm fighting, my eyes on my fight. You know, it'll be great if I was there somewhere, but no. Once I've got a fight, I don't, you know, sometimes I don't even corner my own guys that are fighting. I have my other coaches doing it. Once I'm this close to the fights, you know, I'm zoned into that fight. You know, it's for me, it's be kill or be killed in there. You know, this is my shot, and I'm going to take it. And this is why I don't think like the guys that I'm fighting, I don't think they're sacrificing as much as I am. You know, I've got a little one as well, you know, and I don't get to spend as much time with them. You know, same with my wife. So you know, all this is like a lot of sacrifice, and you know, I won't let it slip. You know, because I'm sacrificing all this stuff. You know, I stay focused, so I don't let anything kind of get the better of me. Like I said, keep myself off social media so I don't lose focus. You know, I'm staying focused from now, and this is about 4 weeks out. And I wonder when he gets fixed. I wonder how focused he is.
Well, great, man. I don't have any more questions. I don't know if you have anything you want to shout out. You know, I know you're off social media, but social media, you already mentioned all the sponsors. Anything else you want to shout out? Here's your time. Merchandise, anything. Here's your platform, and I'll let you go, man.
Awesome, thanks. Yeah, just the guys that all help me out. I am still on social media a little bit. I've even got my sister helping me out, just kind of putting the posts out that I need to put out there. I still keep an eye on it. I just don't scroll around on it anymore. Don't get distracted. I don't even know who's eating what for breakfast. But no, I just a shout out to my training partners as well and my gym, my fighters, my athletes at Ace MMA. You know, these guys, although I coach them, they all help me get ready for my fights as well. So I've just been blessed to have really good people around me. You know, I was just saying there, my wife and my son. You know, these guys are missing out a lot of time with me. But again, they support me. My wife's always got stuff ready for me whenever I need it. So it's just a shout out to everybody that kind of helps me out, get ready for my fights. You know, and I'm not going to let them down this time. After this fight, I really want to get that attention. I really want to get noticed by the UFC. And I hope the guys from like Bangladesh continue to support me as well. You know, and if I can become that first Bangladeshi athlete in the UFC, I'd like to, you know, then open the doors for more of them to get that opportunity.
Great, man. Thank you so much for joining us, and good luck at Cage Warriors 158.